Welcome to another episode of Mafia Family Ties. My guest this time around is T. Forton, founder of the Buffalo Water Club.
Water Buffalo Club 716.
I was
close.
So not really close. Thank you.
Everybody does that. No big deal.
I mean, it's only right there on your shirt. I should, so that's my mess up. But thank you so much for coming on today. Love the hat. I'm a proud owner of two hats.
You
I think
are.
I got a prototype early on, and now I got like that full-fledged one you have there. Yeah, it's an honor to be able to be gifted that. So thank you again for that.
You're part of the
I should have
herd.
wore it. I should have wore it today. But we'll let you have that spotlight. You can stand out with the hat.
There we go.
So the way we normally start these out is, we have a little bit of a gauntlet we go through. I just ask a couple questions, like typical Bills fandom stuff. So we're going to jump right into that. You've been a Bills fan for a little bit, and what was, I would say, let's start off with this. Like, what was the first Bills game you went to that you remember?
Well, it was a rock pile. My dad took my mother, and then he'd bring her home and then bring my brother and I back to the rock pile for the second half. So we were lucky enough to see games at the rock pile as kids.
That's amazing.
It was allowed back then. You could come and go.
Wow.
So, yeah, we didn't live far from there. So I was born with it. My dad was really a big Buffalo Bills fan, and he wanted to make us Bills fans, and he only got my brother and I to do it. My three older sisters wanted nothing to do with it. So, and then started going at the stadium as, he'd have tickets through his company, and it was just something we did. And here I am 62 years later.
That's fantastic. I love it. Okay, so a lot has changed since the rock pile, War Memorial Stadium. What are some of the real prominent changes you see in fandom, in the stadium itself, in tailgating? Like, what are some of the things that you see now in 2025 that maybe that's not how it was, back then?
Everything has changed. Everything has changed, even from the Jim Kelly era, that when we were that good. And tailgating was big then, but not as big as it is now. I think with social media and everybody having cameras, everybody sees what's going on out there. It's great, and more people want to be a part of it. So that has changed everything. And Buffalo has really excelled in our tailgating festivities, as we always do. We have so much fun in this city. So that really is the biggest thing. And even the in-stadium experience, I was thinking about that earlier today, about when I was even going when Jim Kelly was playing, and how different it was back then, and that experience back then even. So it's an experience. That's what it is now. It's not just going to a football game. So it's really across the board, from people's tailgate parties to what the Bills do, too, with all the stadium experiences they put around the stadium, and then when you get in the stadium and the bands and all the fun stuff that goes on.
I think of the Boulevard. That wasn't a thing, when I was growing up. I don't think it was even a thing like 10 or 15 years ago. But now it's just like one more thing. And my kids growing up, they were so engaged with it, and they had things there for them, and really just like you said, it's an experience.
Yeah. And for the whole family, I'd say even 20 years ago, it was more of an adult thing, I think. And now it's really become, bring your kids, get them going early.
Just make sure you're in the right parking lot.
True. Our parking lot's family friendly, I must say. We encourage all ages.
And you guys are right at the Big Tree Inn, right?
Yep, we're right at the Big Tree. Yep. I've been tailgating there, since the 80s.
Wow.
It might even be before the 80s. I mean, I was tailgating there before college, and bringing people home from college for games. And then it just became my bar, and now it's my tailgate. And now we've been doing it for many years. Yeah.
Love it. All right. So we're on the cusp of a new stadium. We're doing our final season here at Highmark, and then we're moving to Highmark Stadium. Yeah. What are some things that you, besides the name, you don't think are going to change over the next 5 to 10 years in the tailgating experience?
I don't think much is going to change. I think it's just going to become even bigger, and things are, and I see it every year. So I don't think an old stadium to a new stadium. I know the Bills are going to be doing more experiences outside the stadium. But I don't see much changing. It really isn't, jumping across the street to a brand new stadium. A lot of new things, which I'm so excited about, and upgrading everything, which is so needed at the stadium. So the new things, is what I see as being a huge benefit for being a season ticket holder.
Yeah, I think in the short term, I think I'm most excited about there being more parking space. It's sad to see the old stadium go, but I would love to have somewhere to put my car, or have more places to put cars around the new stadium, just because the past couple of years have been
it has been
such
tough.
a headache. Understandably, not a gripe, but just like something to look forward to.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the 100 level concourse. I think that's the biggest change that I see. And
do you have your tickets all set up? Did you go through your tour and everything?
Yeah, I've gone through 4 times.
4 times? How's that happen?
Because I went through my tickets, and then somebody wanted me to go with them on their tickets. And then I went again because I was buying more tickets. And then because we have a Water Buffalo Club section now, that has... I go in there now and they're like, you can just do the sales pitch tee. And I'm like, I know exactly what my people want to hear. So I tell them. And that 100 level concourse is going to be a baseball stadium concourse. And it's going to be a wraparound, and you can walk around and see the game while you're walking around, going to find friends, whatnot. So I love that so much about it. And it has heaters too, and TVs for that matter. Yeah. So you don't miss any of the game.
I love it. Yeah. So, wait, so you have a section, like, tell me, you have a section like de facto now, and you're coordinating to have everybody in the new stadium. Like, tell me about what that means, like your section.
So section 151, I started a Facebook page, and people that were signing up for their new seats in 151, there was like, at that point, there was probably like 10 of us at that time that got 151, and we made sure we were all near each other. And then it just grew and grew and grew. And I positioned it in a way, row 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Anybody in row 19 really don't care about the hats blocking their view at all, because they're just for fun, more or less. They know, even though they all have hats, but they don't wear them a lot. So everybody below can all wear their hats, right? Even though we encourage people to either take them off or lower them, which you can do. But it's really a great group of 40 people now in that section. Actually, we've grown to, in that section, joining the club, we're over 110 people. That
was the epitome of, tell me you're an event coordinator without telling me you're an event coordinator. Like the whole time you're saying that, like,
yes,
I'm like, it makes sense. It makes
totally,
sense.
Yeah. It was just, it sort of happened. It came upon, it was worked out, and being near the tunnel, and now it's just snowballed into all these people in section 151 finding out it's the Water Buffalo Club section, and people just joining in. So it's going to be funny.
That's cool. That's really cool.
But my dog cannot
let's talk about our special
section.
guest here.
Murphy, named after John Murphy. Murphy comes tailgating with us. He's very well known at the Big Tree. He comes to at least 2 or 3 games a year. He's an Australian Labradoodle, right, Murph? And he's Mama's little boy.
Well, we're happy to have him.
Down.
Let's stay on the stadium.
Yep.
So there's been, and he's a good listener too.
He is.
So there's been a lot of different eras, I guess. We were talking about the Jim Kelly era and the rock pile at the stadium before that. Like, if you're going through the eras, what are some of the things that you remember, like, in terms of, like, we'll talk about on the field. Like, what's your favorite thing that you remember in the rock pile era that you were able to witness as a kid, and maybe the pre-Jim Kelly era, we'll call it the Flutie era, the dark years, and now the Josh Allen years. Like, you don't have to enumerate them all exactly like that, but like your favorite memories.
Rock pile is hard to remember because I was so young at the time. I just remember loving the excitement of a game. I probably loved the cotton candy there at that time. But so that's how the the Jim Kelly era really is my era of going to every single game. It also helped that I was working with him and planning all of his events at the time.
Okay.
So I had a lot of tickets given to me to go to games and right behind the bench every game. So that was a lot of fun. Security was very different back then. And I'd have 2 tickets to every game, but somehow I got 6 girls into the game, every game. So that was, there was no scanners back then. You just hand the tickets and kind of walk in. But so that was kind of fun. And what I really loved is especially in the Ralph Rich Stadium, whatever we want to call it, Highmark Stadium, the closeness to the team was so great. And the team, Leonard Smith is probably one of my all-time favorites. Yeah. And he always came around and, talking to fans, running around after a great win. And I always tell him that whenever I see him because he just brought so much excitement to the fans. So and I don't know if we're really going to have that in the new stadium. I hear the walls are going to be much higher. So I don't know if we're going to have the players jumping into the seats much anymore. So that I will miss, unless they figure out a way how to push somebody up there. But so they're going to be 10 feet high as opposed to 6, I think is what it is now. Yeah. So those are some of the things. I will not miss the bathrooms at all. Hopefully they redesign all the bathrooms. I've always said this over the years, and hopefully a woman designs the bathrooms or has some input, and they should be designed as if you're going skiing. And if you ski, you go into the bathroom, there's a place to put your goggles, there's a place to put your helmet, there's a place to put your gloves. And that's basically what we need to do in the bathrooms, right?
Well, yeah, especially in January. Maybe. Yeah, that's a good point.
Where you have snow on top of us, and there's always baskets, and so that I hope they're thinking about those things, because right now you can't even if you have a drink in your hand, and I'm up in the suite level, you can't even put a drink on anything because the toilet paper is slanted down, so you have to put your drink on the floor. And you have all these clothes on. It's not that easy. So hopefully they're thinking about those things in the new stadium. So the old stadium, I will not forget the bathrooms. I mean, I won't miss the bathrooms. So
probably won't forget them either, based on everything you just said.
I won't forget them either. Yeah,
remembering specifically the slant of the toilet paper. Everything. That's a great point. It's a great point.
An event planner. Here I am, right?
Yeah.
I think about all these little silly details about.
I don't think they're silly at all. I think that this is all important stuff. I hope they have somebody like you on staff who's helping with those things.
I know. I forgot the guy's name who's part of all this. I was thinking yesterday, I'm like, I should write him an email and just say, would you design them like a ski lodge?
Fair enough.
That's what we need.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the Water Buffalo Club.
Yes.
Tell me how it started, because it's not been around that long. I don't think.
No.
I think was it before COVID or was it after?
It was during COVID.
Okay.
But not publicly till after 2021.
Okay.
So the first playoff game would have been 2021, if I remember correctly, January after 17 years.
7,000 people in the stadium.
So my girlfriend and I, we had seasons, and I said, I want to do something fun. I want to make these hats, get these hats and wear something. And she thought I was crazy. But then I got these signs made with Fred Flintstone on them, because I'm a huge Flintstone lover. And as we walked into the stadium, everybody wanted our picture. And she's like, oh my God, we are celebrities. She was pretty funny about it. Kathleen Hart France is her name. She's a high school friend. And so then we left, no big deal. And the next season, we pulled them out in November, started wearing them. Everybody wanted one. So we started figuring out a way to produce them. I'm not proud of those hats, I want to say, but
I have one of those.
History purposes.
Exactly,
yes.
they're historical. My wife, we were cleaning the office a couple months ago, and she's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "No." I said, "That's like a big deal. It's
history." I know.
She's comparing the two, and I mean, the difference is just You guys have done an amazing job with them.
Yeah. So after that season, that would have been 2022, 2023, whatever the case may be, 2023, I really put a lot of time and effort into creating these hats. And these are the one I have on is the deluxe one that are all handmade here in Buffalo at Stitch Buffalo. High end, everything was, I wanted them made here. Yes, I do have some that are made overseas just because I can mass produce those and keep the cost down. And I designed those because I wanted something. I mean, that was a whole process to do that as well, and how I designed those ones too. So then and people thought I was crazy there too. I thought the people making them thought I was going to be crazy, but.
Real quick, I want to stop right there. Talk about the process of how they're made here, because I think it's really cool how you guys are doing that.
Yeah. So when I originally went to Stitch Buffalo, I spent a couple months with a seamstress and really did trial and error and ordered all these things online and figured out what I wanted and the fur that I wanted and how I did it. So that was the process. But then I went to Stitch Buffalo and showed them, and I really thought they thought, what are you doing here? We sew shirts and other things, and they loved the whole concept. And so there's 3 women, Muna, Pawasha, and Kong, and they from Burma, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. And so they hand stitched them all. And so there's the fur, obviously, inside is foam, and then T-shirt material is in the inside for softness. So, and then of course the horns, and you can see these ones are embroidered with Grand Poobah.
There's only one Grand Poobah hat, I imagine.
I have each color.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. The only one person gets to wear the Grand Poobah hat.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I have some Grand Poobah sashes I share with people for the day when we make people the honorary Grand Poobah for the day. So that's how they're made. They're the materials are high end. This is used on mascots.
Oh, wow.
Yep, very good in the snow and rain and dries quickly. So that's the process. And they've made, we were trying to figure this out, at over 2,000 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
2,000.
And they love when I come in.
Across all the different colors and types, I assume?
There's, last I checked, there was like 24 different varieties. So a whole array of colors, different color horns, different patches. Now we're making golf club covers that look just like these.
Fantastic.
You can pick and choose. So they always tell me the hats have changed their lives. And
at Stitch Buffalo?
Yeah. Yeah. One of them was able to buy a car because of the hat. And Kong, who is 73 years old from Burma, just basically jumps up and down every time I come in the door because she knows she gets to make hats. And I just took all 3 of them to the New York Jets football game last late December.
Oh, that's awesome.
Early January, whatever that was.
Got to watch Aaron Rodgers meltdown.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were so excited watching them do the shout song. And even the national anthem was so touching to me, knowing what they've gone through in their countries. And
because are they refugees here?
Officially, the refugees, they're permanent residents, yes. They were torn from their countries primarily due to either their religious belief or wars, and picked up, and not picked up, but brought here. One of them worked for the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan. They were coming to basically kill the family the next day, and they said, pack your bags, you're leaving. And Buffalo is it?
Wow. And now they're a part of this.
They're a part of this. They never want to leave. They love it. This is their community, and they've made it their home.
That's amazing. I love that part of the Water Buffalo Club 716 story. Obviously, 26 shirts, we give back. I love if somebody's going to be expressing their fandom in a unique way, if it can give back in some way. I mean, that's such a win, right?
Yeah, totally.
And all right, so what's as a group, you guys tailgate together.
Yes.
You cheer together, you party together. What's the craziest thing that's happened at a Water Buffalo Club tailgate?
Gosh, craziest thing. So I think when we get everybody to dress like Fred Flintstone, it just makes everybody laugh. It is so funny because we usually just do that once a year, somewhere around Halloween. We do a dedication to Fred. And the costumes every year are getting more creative, and we get some Bettys and Wilmas, and we got a Dino this year. We got 2 Dinos this year. So I think that whole theme of it is so fun, and the pictures are so great too. But getting everybody to dress like, we do Brontosaurus burgers, and we do everything themed, from...
It's almost like Flintstones Con.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. That's what it is. It feels like that. And
was that the same week that Mac Hollins came in dressed up as Fred Flintstone? How does that connect?
So, no. So I thought Mac was so much like Fred Flintstone. They don't wear shoes.
Yeah.
And so I made him a hat. He didn't even know I made him a hat. And I delivered it to the Bills, and I put in there a note with a Fred Flintstone costume that I bought online and said, you two are so much alike. I wanted you to also have this costume. And no idea if he was going to wear it, whatever. And that tailgate that he wore it, my phone was going ding, 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 ding. And I'm like, oh my God, Mac just walked through the tunnel with the costume.
So you gave him that costume. That was your costume you gave. That's fantastic.
Yeah. And I did. And he wore it well.
Yeah, he rocked it. He absolutely rocked it.
Yes, he did. And then when that happened, I thought, you know what? Let's do it had snowed so much. We had so much snow. We could make a snow sculpture of him. And I knew he would get a kick out of it. I found a sponsor and made the snow sculpture. And it was so much fun. And he came over that morning barefoot.
Of course.
And put his feet on the ice barefoot. I'm like, so he loved it so much. His whole family came over. It was so much fun. It was just a ball having that done. So that's how
awesome.
Yep.
All right. So you guys have already accomplished so much since 2021. 3 to 5 years out, where do you see this going? 3
to 5 years out, I would love to, and we kind of just started the process maybe of doing different. So it's Water Buffalo Club 716. I would love to see Water Buffalo Club 315, Water Buffalo Club 585, Syracuse, Rochester, Water Buffalo Club 417. We have a great group of Water Buffalo Club people over in Kansas area, KC area.
I was going to say, I'm not familiar with that area code.
Yeah, 417, they're great group of guys. You probably even know them. And so that would see that, and we.
John Rude, right? Is that your guy?
I can't think of it. No,
he runs the backers. No,
there's a bunch of them.
Yeah, okay.
They're fun, but there's ones everywhere. Ireland right now. I'm working actually on an Irish. I'm on an Irish podcast every week with Trevor Marley. Water Buffalo Club.
Talking Bill stuff.
Ireland, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he's amazing. Trevor came to me and asked me, and I said, sure, I'll be your guest each week or host.
What's the name of that podcast so people can look it up?
Irish Bills Mafia.
All right, that works.
Simple, right? So we have a lot of people. We have people from Australia, big group in Germany, Water Buffalo Club. So I'd love to see people kind of having fun with this just as much as we have fun with it in Buffalo as well.
Oh, that's super cool. I love that.
And one more thing you want me to add? I want to add.
Yeah.
We're working on doing a Water Buffalo Club dance troupe that will be at our tailgates, but they can also go to, just like the Jills. Think of the Jills, what they did. They did so many events and greeted people at events and whatnot. My long-term goal would be to have a Water Buffalo Club dance troupe at the stadium.
I can already see them like making the reel for this and having that little dancing emoji.
Right? Totally. I already have the choreographer, talk to her all the time. She does a lot of work for me on all my events. But that, and then of course, we want to put Water Buffalo hats on every usher as you come in the gate.
That's hilarious. Yeah. It's good to have goals, right? Hey. I mean, like, I never thought Bills Mafia was going to be like the de facto name of the fan base, and here we are. So
you never know. I never thought
it's very possible. I can tell you, it's possible that could happen now.
Never know. I didn't think Jason Kelsey would be wearing my outfit on TV.
Right. That was amazing too, right?
Yeah,
that was so cool.
Yeah.
So you guys have had a lot of cool opportunities in just a few years. I can't imagine where it's going to go.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, so you work with a bunch of different organizations. You were just talking about Stitch Buffalo. Are there any other organizations that you guys have worked with that you want to mention that you're proud of, that you've been able to have the opportunity to support or work with? Or
the Buffalo Zoo, we support the bison exhibit. They now have 4 bison. We did a little visit there with them. recently, and we're working on doing other things with the Buffalo Zoo and the bison exhibit. I mean, it makes sense. We are the Water Buffalo Club. So so that's kind of fun. So we're trying to develop something in addition to just supporting them, to doing some type of event with them as well.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is fun. And then there's other organizations, smaller organizations that we support whenever we can here and there. I'm always open to suggestions and ideas from other people around the community, because that's what we like to do.
Yeah.
And then when, if somebody needs volunteers, the Chicken Wing Festival, they always come to us every year and ask me if we can get a group of people coming to the Chicken Wing Festival for their fan experience.
Yeah.
And so we'll do things
Drew's
like,
a connector.
I love Drew.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah.
Great dude.
Yeah, we made him an honorary Grand Poobah one year and made him a special hat for him. So things like that we will do, and if anybody has a need for volunteers for something, I will put it out to the group on our private Facebook group page. So we love to do that, yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so the Water Buffalo Club, why is it so important to Bills Mafia in your opinion?
So what it has transpired from and where we are today is a great fandom. So Bills Mafia is the whole big picture, right? And everybody is really under Bills Mafia. But our group really encompasses all ages, as I said. We really bring laughter and fun, and obviously we wear these hats, so you know that everybody's kind of goofy a little bit. And we encourage all levels of fun. I will say we totally condone table crashing. We do not like that, and we do not support it. We've seen a broken nose, actually. Somebody snuck a table into our tailgate last year. It was horrible. And ever since then, I'm like, we don't want anything to do with that, because people ask us that all the time. I know it's a big thing.
I've honestly,
too many injuries.
I've never seen it happen. Well, one time Tom Grossi, YouTuber, was here visiting. He's a Packers fan, so he did it as a promotion. He's the only person I've ever firsthand see go through a table. It's not for me either. My 49-year-old body won't support it, but
no,
it's also just not my vibe. But yeah, I'm sure the insurance companies are happy to hear that, you guys aren't down with that.
Yeah, big time. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's whatever. I'll let them all have whatever they're doing. It won't be at our tailgate ever.
Right.
So.
That's what I always say. People get up for games however they want to do it. Just be careful, be safe, and do what you want to do. But,
What I really love about the Water Buffalo Club, not only people that I've met, making new friends, bringing a community together worldwide, and the people that now, come to our tailgate from different walks of life that I would have never met. There's so many people that are fans of the Buffalo Bills. They never get to a game. They live in Iowa, but they now can feel like they're part of a community, as opposed to just, cheering from their seat in Iowa, right?
Yeah.
So they can communicate through our Facebook page. They can follow it. They can feel like they are here, because so many people have never been here for a game and might never get here. But when those people come for their first time, I just got chills. There's been so many, and they come to our tailgate. It is so exciting to see.
It's special, right? Yeah.
It is so amazing.
Yeah.
So, and it's interesting. So many of the people want to move here then. Trevor Marley said, if I ever leave Ireland, I move to Buffalo. And I said, you are welcome to come to Buffalo anytime you want. So that's what I love. It's really a bond. I mean, Bills Mafia too is as well, but this really gives people like a hands-on bond of a community that they can talk to people on, the Facebook page where they can, So
I totally get it. Bills Mafia in its early days was just a group of us on Twitter. Most of the people on Twitter would make fun of us. They call us Bills Mafia. But now it's just grown and grown. So be careful. That little community might grow up and take over everything. You don't know what's going to happen. But okay, so we're talking about the future before. You want to see the ushers wearing the hats.
Yeah.
You've seen Mac Hollins walk into the stadium with the whole getup. besides Josh Allen, if you could see one player run out the tunnel on a Sunday, 12:58 p.m. as they're about to, start the game, who's that player? Wearing your hat, run out the tunnel, wearing your hat. Who is it?
Well, my new favorite one is Mad Max. And number 31, our new number one draft pick. I just love his personality. So actually, I just put an order in yesterday to have a hat made for him. So the horn will say Mad Max, and then 31 is on the other horn.
He's got that energy. He's got energy.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I had a hard time trying to figure out his hat size, but I took a guess and thought it was large. And so I'm having that made for him. I loved his energy and his interviews and his excitement and his everything. I just fell in love with him. So he would be my guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So and actually a bunch of the guys do have hats. I don't know if they're allowed to run out of the tunnel with their hats on. Maybe for warm-ups, not sure.
Yeah.
But
The equipment team's probably got enough to manage. They want to manage the hats too, but who knows?
I know, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. Reed Ferguson just put a request in for a hat.
Oh, yeah.
He wanted a certain thing made, and he wants,
We love Reed.
Love
Great
Reed.
guy.
Reed.
Great
And
guy.
yeah. And so Josh Palmer just gave us a request. So it's starting to grow.
Okay, yeah.
Michael Hoyt did too.
Yep.
So it's starting to grow in the locker room. DeMar has one. James Cook has one. And Dwayne Carter did 2 last year.
Yep.
Just waiting for them. Somebody, and Josh Allen, of course, has like 4 of them already. And one of his did appear on somebody in his suite with Haley. I'm like, oh my God, that's the original hat I gave Josh.
That's
Because
fantastic.
I can tell each and every one. So, so we'll see. Yeah, they were on the NFL draft a couple,
Yeah, I
last
saw that.
week, right?
I saw that. Yeah,
That
they
was
was like right
fun.
up front, I think, at one point.
They were up front. They announced the 4th round draft.
That's what it was.
They-
It was the International Fans of the Year, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, 2 great father-son team from Canada. They ordered them, and we're so excited to do that.
Oh, I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so magically, in this scenario I'm about to explain, I've just disappeared for 30 seconds, and I've been replaced with Sean McDermott. What are you saying to me?
Sean, you need a hat. No, sorry. Let me rephrase that. Sean does have a hat. And I've been told that it's on his bookcase in his locker room. So Sean, every player needs a hat. No. Seriously, what am I going to say to Sean? Besides that, I am going to say that I think you're doing a great job. And I love how you're bringing the whole team together as a big family. I love what you do, but keep doing it because I think our time is coming. And I think we're going to San Fran for the Super Bowl, and we're going to win.
Let's go. I'm ready for it.
Yep.
All right, so before we get into some wing talk, one more question. I want to say I think I know the answer, but I don't know if I do. So you have the opportunity to say Billy Buffalo is going to wear one of your hats for the rest of his life. 20 years from now, Billy Buffalo is going to be out on the field, running around. He's got a water buffalo hat. The trade-off is you can never go to a Bills game again. What are you choosing there?
He's not wearing a hat.
Yeah, that's the right answer, I think.
No.
Like, the hats are great, but come on, right?
And he already has his own style of a headpiece that is the hat.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And he actually had a Flintstone costume on this year too, by the way.
I
at
saw
Halloween.
that too. You guys are making waves.
Yeah.
You're making waves.
Yeah, there's a lot of Fred Flintstone costumes. Anyway, so no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't ever. I am going to games for as long as I can. And
Absolutely.
if I'm 95 and in a wheelchair, I will be at a game.
Yeah. I mean, for the person that's gone through the stadium tour 4 times, I think I knew the answer to that. But I'm still waiting on my tour yet, so I'll complain about that later. But
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, we'll invite you along. We'll invite you along. We have a bunch of us in our section. We've all committed. Like that, I think maybe that's part of the issue that we all told our ticket reps. Like we all want to go through the experience together.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. So all right. So wing talk. Favorite spot.
Well, of course, I love the Big Tree because I go there for wings all the time, and we serve them at our tailgate party. But I'm just going to say the Big Tree Inn.
Big Tree Inn. All right. Fair enough. Fair. I've not had their wings. I've been there a bunch of times. I never had the wings there.
They're
so
good.
I'll
You
try
got them crispy.
I mean, apparently they're highly recommended, so I have to try them now,
Yep.
right?
Yep. They have a lot of different flavors that are awesome. So definitely.
What's your favorite flavor?
I'm a traditionalist. You know, I do like barbecue too, and of course only blue cheese.
Yep. Hot, medium, mild though?
Medium.
Medium? Yeah. I feel like medium is, everywhere you go, medium means something different to the person who's making the wings.
It does.
Because so I always say I don't know, medium, because I'll go one place where it's burning, and the other place it's there's no flavor to it. It's just,
Yeah.
So.
Of course, yeah.
But at the Big Tree Inn, it's medium flavor wings.
Yep.
All right.
And if you're a member and you go in with your hat on, Del, you get 10% off your entire bill.
Wow. All right. Well.
Not on game day.
It's good.
Game day
That makes
concerts,
sense.
stuff
Makes
like
business
that,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll show up some random day in February or March just with my
Your
hat
whole
on,
bill,
10%.
10% off.
I love it. I love it. And then what's the most wings you've ever eaten?
Oh, gosh. Not that many. I'm a health nut, I have to tell you.
Okay.
I eat pretty healthy except on game day.
Yeah, though there's no calories don't count on game
No,
day,
they don't.
you know?
Or on Victory Monday when we always go to the Big Tree for wings.
I love it. I love it. Awesome.
So probably 6 or 7.
Yeah. I always say I'm only going to have 6 or 7. And then I count the bones. I'm at 18 or 9.
They're so good. It's just hard not to.
Yep. But, well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time coming out here and just talking Water Buffalo Club 716 with me. It's been awesome to watch you guys grow, and I cannot wait to see what the next several years have in store for you guys. Besides your own section at the stadium, there's so much going on with you guys.
Yeah, and you know what else they should do at the stadium? I was thinking about this as well. They do a Philly Live thing in Philadelphia, not at their stadium, but it'd be so cool to have this. It's a live. You look at it. People are in Ireland. Live broadcast from different cities where people are watching.
Oh, that's cool.
Wouldn't that be a cool idea?
Watch parties kind of things? Like set up you watching the people at the bar, watching the game?
Yes.
Cool.
And they can see you at the stadium. They do that. They have this thing that you can walk up to in Philadelphia. When I was there a couple weeks ago, I'm like, oh, this would be so cool at the stadium if they did something like this, because there's people all over the world, as we know, watching.
Yeah.
And anyways.
Very cool.
That's one more thing I wanted to add.
I love
to
that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Is that specific to their stadium, or is it just some
No, they have it on the downtown.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills Live.
I love it.
That's what it could be.
I love it. Let's go. So, again, thank you so much for coming out.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Thanks for having me. Always good seeing you, Del.
Yeah, pleasure.
Horns up, go Bills.
Horns up, go Bills.